Right, firstly, Ufi, the health of the squad, pretty much everyone ready to go tomorrow?
Yeah, everyone's available except for obviously two players, Oscar Van Hattem and also Finn Sermon. So everyone else is available for selection.
What's Oscar done?
Oscar's felt his adductor, so he's been a bit tight. He didn't travel with us last week, and he's still on a program now to get him back onto the park. So he's doing his individual stuff, and hopefully we'll have him available for the next game.
With Finn, we saw him go down in the last National League game for the reserves. What's the time frame of his return?
I think it's between 6 to 8 weeks. So I think the last couple of days he just got out of the sling for his arm. So we're taking it slowly with him and make sure he can come back strong again.
Was it shoulder?
Shoulder. So it landed on his shoulder on the synthetic.
Obviously, Alex Rufer was cleared to play last week, but wasn't quite ready to be part of the match day 18. Is he a step closer this week?
Yeah, look, he's had involvement again this week with the group. I think physically, I think he's in a good space. I think the side for Alex is the mental side of being prepared to actually go out there and play when he's thrown on the park. So, he's been training quite well with the group, and we'll make a decision in obviously with Alex of where he feels he's at, and we'll make a decision where he's available or not to be involved.
How difficult is it when you don't have the reserves now to get him match minutes?
Yeah, the hardest thing is at the same time we don't have the reserve team playing games. We can't send them down to get games, and the reality is we're trying to build fitness with players whilst we're trying to win games while we're playing the A-League. So it does become difficult, but we try to utilise training as much as we can and manufacture what a game looks like to some of these players with the top-ups that we do, but it's never the same.
We saw a few changes for the first game back after the World Cup break. Are you getting closer to sorting out your first choice 11, you think?
Yeah, look, obviously that break helped players that had little niggles to come back. Obviously the ones that had little niggles weren't able to train the full 3 weeks that we had. So we had to pick a squad that was the fittest and the freshest to play against the Wanderers. And sometimes that opens up the door for a starting 11 and to build some consistency as well. So, I think we possibly might go down the same way that we did last week in the sense of the starting 11. There might be a couple of changes, but I always like consistency. It's nice to get consistency with the players on the park, and I think that helps the group.
Adelaide's obviously a rematch from round one. Can you take really anything out of that game, given Jan Sass was out for, 65 minutes?
Oh, look, we can take out that we defended quite well for 70 minutes. For me, it was nearly a perfect game with 10 men. To concede very late the way we did from a set piece and give up 2 points was disappointing. But look, for us, the most important thing is that we need to win our home games.
With a big trip to Perth coming up, how important is it to get that second win of the season and start getting turning those 1 point into 3 points? Yeah,
look, I think the football has been good. I think we've gone into games where we've gone up, but allowed the opponents to come into the game. One thing we need to do, like I said, is win our home games. Very important. We'll think about Perth after we get through Adelaide first, but I think we need to do a job and make sure we walk away with the 3 points.
Now, the APL board on Monday announced that Sydney will be hosting the grand final for the next 3 years. What have you made of it as someone who's obviously from Sydney, but it doesn't help the Phoenix?
No. Look, I understand the fans' frustration. I understand that teams work hard during the season to get to a certain point on the table to not just also create advantage, but also play those games at home. And that's why we have the final series within the competition. So I understand the frustrations of the fans, but also understand the commercial side of things of where the A-League sits at the moment as well, and what the game needs to be viable and to stand on its own 2 feet. So it's a catch-22. You know what I mean? Where you go, yeah, it would have been nice to obviously do it the way we normally done it, but at the same time, I think it's very important that the league continues and we have a competition that we can still work in and play in.
Now the Yellow Fever are going to be joining in protests that are planned throughout the league. What are your thoughts on that?
Look, no thoughts. I think it's there for the fans to express their opinion. How they express it is up to them. I know, regardless, our Yellow Fever, our fans will always support our team through thick and thin, whether we're doing well or we're not doing well. But I think the fans have a voice. I think the fans play a massive role within the game. I've always said to the fans, without fans, the game is nothing. But like I said, I think it's their voice that they want to bring out and express their opinion.